Toronto is a very special place to me. I was born and raised here, but believe it or not, there are still things that I've never ever done. So today I'm gonna check some things off the list. I'm gonna eat something new, see something special, and get a new perspective on the city I call home.
You are accepted for who you are, no matter who you are or what you are or anything. And that, I think, is a big selling feature for a lot of people. It's got everything when it comes to sort of culture, food. More than half the people who live here were born outside of the country. They brought with them authentic, food from their country and from their culture. And I think people say it's authenticity, combined with some good old-fashioned, Toronto hospitality.
Mayor Tory had me at food. So my first stop was Tabbouleh, a Middle Eastern restaurant founded in 2005 by Diana Sedaris and Chef Ronnie. So for people like me who are coming to Tabbouleh for the very first time, what kind of experience do you want them to have?
I'd love for them to have the Middle Eastern experience of sharing and togetherness, and to try as many dishes as they can. So if you can come with more people, or even by yourself, just order a lot and take the rest home to eat, but it is the experience.
Well, you come to Tabbouleh, you're gonna experience fresh, authentic food. It's not gonna be fancy food, but it's gonna be fresh, it's gonna be authentic. Everything is homemade, from the hummus, from boiling the hummus from scratch, from cooking the eggplant from scratch to making the baba ghanoush. You're gonna come to an authentic Lebanese meal.
And with a full stomach, I decided to travel into the heart of Toronto's Don Valley to visit the Evergreen Brickworks. It is a year-round destination rich in history and surrounded by nature.
On my right is the quarry, and to my left is the historic factory that shut down in the 1980s, but before that, for a century, it provided the bricks for many of Toronto's massive buildings, from Hart House to Massey Hall. It all happened here. Over the past 10 years, we have been able to see what people do when a dilapidated factory turns into a community gathering place. This place to get lost, to get gloriously lost in the heart of Toronto.
If you need a little R&R, make your way to the Fairmont Royal York. The historic hotel's exquisite rooms are perfect for that staycation. And even if you're just passing through, you gotta take a minute to marvel at the newly renovated lobby. Before I called it a day, there was one last thing to do. Take a walk on top of the CN Tower.
Our kids gave us a couple of tickets to do it, so my eldest son, John, is coming along. It's an experience of a lifetime, so I'm looking forward to it. Sort of.
Never have I ever imagined myself, being outside 12 or 1,200 feet up, walking around. I mean, who would do that? And I did go to the edge facing frontwards. This seems crazier than going backwards, but I went and faced frontwards and put my toes over the edge and stood there and kind of leaned forward with this harness behind you. And even then, I thought I must have been losing my mind.
For me, it takes a lot of courage and for a lot of breaths for me to even hop on a roller coaster. So do you have any tips for first-time edge walkers out there like myself?
Trust the staff, trust the equipment, and just sort of try to look at your feet and not necessarily look all the time at exactly where you are, and look up occasionally to take in this extraordinary vista that is actually worth seeing.
Okay, to put it in context, I'm not really big into heights. My preferred position is horizontal. I don't like roller coasters. It's unreal. When I was up there, honestly, it felt like I was clenching everywhere. And once you got over that fear and you know that you're absolutely secure, it's unbelievable what you were able to see, especially on top of the CN Tower. It's definitely one of those things that you have to do, whether or not you're from Toronto. It is one of those bucket list types of things, and I think I conquered my fear today.
There are all kinds of things in all parts of the city that you've never seen before. I guarantee you, you can say, never have I ever seen this in my city. And I've been, probably traveling around the city as much as anybody for the last 6 years as mayor. And before, I've spent my whole life here. Search and you'll find something that surprises you. And you can go on a bike, you can walk, you can take transit, you can drive. It's extraordinary.
Like many cities around the world, Toronto's had a tough year. But no matter what, its diversity and hospitality is stronger than ever. And it's a place I proudly call home.